Good morning students, welcome to the C++ session. Third chapter functions. Already first two chapters are completed, Bhagyalakshmi madam and Praveen sir, and I am going to handling the third chapter, that is functions. So what is functions and why functions are required in C++, and what are the types of functions, and how the functions can be called from one part of the program to another part, and how we are going to pass the values to the functions in the different ways. So, and what are the other types of functions we are going to use in C++. So all these concepts we are going to discuss one by one, and today we will see first introduction. And we'll see first introduction. See why functions are required. What is the purpose of using the functions in the programming language? See, when the program is grow larger in size, when the program is grow larger in the size and complexity, then it becomes very difficult to keep track of the logic, and also it's very difficult to debugging the program. So it is very difficult for the user to understand the program. So to avoid all these complexities, all these problems, we are going to divide the program into the smaller parts, or we are going to divide the program into the different sub modules called functions. The each and every module is called what? Functions. See when you are going to write all the statements of several statements in a single function, that is very difficult to understand and debug, and also to maintain the logic. So that to avoid these problems, we are going to use functions. To separately we are going to write the code in the different parts that can be very easy to read and understand, and also it can going to maintain, you can also write the logic very easily and debug the program, and later we can also merge the program into a single unit, single part. So, and functions are named unit. It is going to contain the set of statement to perform the particular task. What is function? Function is contain the set of executable statement or set of statement that you are going to use to perform the particular task by using the some name. Then what is the need of functions? What is the need of functions? See, functions are in C++, the functions are we are going to use in the different categories. So generally the execution we are going to start from the main function. The C++, all the execution will going to start from the main function. The functions are generally we are going to use in the C++ two types, or the functions are divided or categorized two parts. What are the two types of functions? That is so one is library functions, and another one is user defined function. See, library functions are already predefined functions. It is already returned, compiled and tested. So these functions are available in the library, in the C++ library. Directly you can use these functions whenever user needs in their program. In our program, whenever you want to use some already built-in functions, pre-written functions, that you can directly use in your program for your particular task, so that will be available in the C++ library. And so these functions, how we are going to add? We are going to add by using the header files, you know already. So hash include stdio.h hash include string.h, like that you are going to add the header files. Using that you can call the particular functions, you can use the particular functions in your program. So then you can make our things very easily, you can write your programs very easily. Then user defined functions, user defined functions are going to write by the user, which are going to written by the user according to his convenience. Suppose user want to perform some task, user want to perform the particular task in their program, then user must have written them some function. So he can write his own functions to perform or to able to execute particular task or to able to solve the particular problem. The user can write his own functions that is developed by the user, that is user defined functions. And what are the why the user defined functions are required in the programs? So by the following reasons these user defined functions are required. Why user defined functions are needed? Number one, see why these user defined functions we are going to use in our program. So these are the following reasons are defined to use the user defined functions. Number one, when the same set of statements are written in the several parts of the program, so then those statements you are going to write in a single part. Later you are going to invoke that function. That is one reason of using the user defined function. And is what, suppose if you are going to use the same set of statement in the several parts of the program, so then those statements you are going to write in a single part using the function, and later those function we are going to invoke by calling that function name. So that means you can reduce the redundancy. Same set of statement, duplication of statements can be avoided, and that we are going to write in a single function. That is one reason. The several statements write in a function at one time, at once. Then second, by using the user defined functions, so we can reduce the lines of code in your program. So reduce the lines of coding. So by using these functions we can avoid the duplicate statements, so that you can also divide the program into the several parts, and automatically that can be reduce the code. You can automatically reduce your lines of code in your program, and it will be very easy to compile and debug and understand. Then third, so by using the user defined function, so you can debugging is very easy. So because lines of code is very less, so that you can easily identify the errors and you can correct, and also you can easily debugging the code. That is another usage of user defined functions. Then another one, so user defined functions you are going to add or you are going to include in our C++ library. Add in the libraries. And these once if you are going to add these functions, that is user defined functions in C++ library, then others can going to use your functions. Other can going to use of these functions to develop their programs. So that means you can create your own functions, and that functions you are going to add in the library. How already some predefined functions are there in the library, in the same way we can also going to add the functions in the library, so which are written by the user, and those functions any other users can be used for their development of program. And these user defined functions also lead to modularity and structure of the program. So it can lead to the modularity and the structure of the program. So these are the following reasons while using the user defined function. Why the user defined functions are required? Due to the following reasons. We are going to use the user defined functions in our program to make our program very easy and convenient to the user to develop their own logic, to develop their own programming. So that is the use of user defined functions. And then next one, functions definition. Functions definition. Understood? Why need for functions? Why the functions are required? Functions are required because when the complexity and lines of code is more, then it is very difficult to maintain and debug. So that to reduce the complexity, and to reduce the lines of code, we are going to use the functions. We are dividing your program into the different part and smaller modules, that is called functions. And these functions are basically in the C++ program is two types: library functions and user defined functions. Library functions are already predefined functions, already compiled tested functions. These are ready-made functions. It is already available in our library, so directly you can use these functions whenever user needs. And the user defined functions are functions which are going to written by the user, according to his needs, according to the user requirement. User can write his own functions. And these functions, why it is needed, these user defined functions are why it is needed actually in the programming language. Due to the following reasons, these user defined functions are needed to the several statements, the multiple statements occur in the different parts that can write in the once in a single function, and reduce the lines of code, and also debugging is very easy. And also you can add your library functions, you can add your functions in the libraries, and those others can use the functions. And writing the user defined functions leads to the modularity and structure of programming. These are the reasons to use the user defined functions. Then next one is function definition. So what is the structure of the function and how we are going to write the function actually in the C++ program? The function is contains what are the different things. Okay, see, that is function definition. How we are going to define the function in the C++ programming? So generally the general structure of the C++ function is data type, function name, then argument list. Then function, it contains local variable declaration, and executable statement. And finally return statement. This is the general structure of C++ function. Any function in the C++ contains following structure: return type or data type. It is also called return type. Return type or data type. So data type followed by function name, then function is contains arguments. Then function body is contains local variables and executable statements, and finally some return statement. Now we will see one by one detail. Data type. What is data type? Data type or return type. See, data type or return type means the function which are going to return the value, it are going to return the particular type of the value at the end. After executing the function, after complete executing the function, finally the function will going to return the resultant value based on the given data type. So whatever the type you are going to give, according to that type the value finally it will going to return the return statement. So the return type you can give either int, float, double, character or void. So these are the some valid data types or return types which you are going to use to our functions. Understood? That is the return type. Suppose if you are not given any of the return type, you are not using the any data type or return type for the function, finally the function will going to return the int value, that is default. Default is int. Finally going to return the int value. Understood? So that is a return type. Next, function name. Function name is the name of the function. Function name is the name of the function. So we should give some name to the function while calling. We have to call the function from one part to the another part, and to identify the function we should give some name to the function, that is the user defined name. You can give your own name, you can give any user defined name to the function by following the identifier rules. You know the identifier rules. The identifier rules are you need to follow while giving the names to the in the program. So whether using the name for function name, variable name, or object name, class name, etc. Any names which are going to use in our program, those names must be followed by the identifier rules. So by following that identifier rules, we have to give some name here. We can give the any name. Okay, after giving the name, that is function name. Understood? By following identifier rules, we can give a name. For the function, that is function name. Next,